Oh, we're still a bit crooked. We're getting it straight, though. That's what happens with being our own camera person. Oh, life is wonderful, no matter what. I tell you, beloveds, life is wonderful, no matter what. Okay, here we go. Happy 2024, expanding through the quantum door. Kundalini, Crescendolini, dream awake our inner genie. Happy New Year is twofold, marriage of the new and old. Happy New Year N-E-W. Happy New Year K-N-E-W. Yes, there is nothing new other than what we divinely knew. Kundalini, Crescendolini, dream awake our inner genie. Great crescendo through the window. Happy new we are. Great crescendo through the window. Happy new we are. Welcome, beloveds, and happy new eternal you. Welcome to this New Year Mastermind Circle. In the Mastermind Circle, we come together as many minds to reveal one another to each other and to facilitate our individual and collective empowerment. Holy Scripture says, wherever there are two or more gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of thee. When we come together, we multiply the frequency of our power. In relationship, there is you and me, but then there's a third party in that connection, and that is the us. Most people think of the relationship dynamic as a couple, and yet over and above it being a couple, it's a trinity. There's you, there's me, there's us. Us is more powerful than you. Us is more powerful than me. because us is the combination of both of our energies. And so in this mastermind circle, this new year mastermind circle, we gather together in the sanctuary of us. In the sanctuary of us, we can meet just one-on-one, two people circling in together. In the sanctuary of us, we can also meet as tribal community, the celestial tribal community. We can meet as a meeting of all of the minds that are, were, or ever will be. And so in this mastermind circle, we are joining with all consciousness, joining with every being. We are at resonance with the oneness, the wholeness of being. This is a time for us to multiply the frequency of our being. This is a time for us to come into having every blessing that we are ordaining into being, any and every blessing that we want for ourselves, being in the recognition that we already have it. Thank you for aligning with me in co-creation. Thank you for anticipating along with me that we're going to experience in this mastermind circle the most profound transformation and empowerment that the universe could possibly provide. Align with me in that divine intention. We're going to offer some vocal harmonics to set the tone for what it is that we're doing. These sound frequencies that I bring through my voice are carrier waves of consciousness. These vocal harmonics do not live within the third dimensional realm. They are other dimensional. They are fifth dimensional and beyond. They can be produced through this three-dimensional body and these three-dimensional vocal cords, and yet the sounds themselves are all dimensional, fifth dimensional and beyond. And they come through to be the sonic wake-up call for us, to trigger our eternal remembering of who and what we really are. And so this intention is that we would move forward into this year of 2024 with supreme empowerment and supremely empowered in the divine remembering of who and what we truly are. As I offer these vocal harmonics, let your sacred prayers, intentions, and resolutions ride the wings of these overtones as we co-create together the most glorious blessedness that the universe could possibly provide us in this year 2024 and beyond. Thank you, Divine Creator, God, Goddess, and beloved angels, for presencing with us in this now moment. Thank you, Creator Source, for awakening within us the divine awareness of who we are in the eternal resonance of our being. Thank you for giving us the presence of mind and heart to come home to ourselves. Thank you for the awareness that no matter what difficulty we face in this three-dimensional realm, that there are multiple versions of the reality of our selfhood that is completely transcendent beyond every difficulty. Thank you for giving us the awareness that pain is an angel in distress, fear an angel in distress, doubt, worry, poverty, lack, limitation, angels in distress. By virtue of the power that you have bestowed upon us, we free the distressed angels and come into the embrace of the greatest exaltation of our being that is divinely intended down the corridors of forever. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So, beloved, are you ready to be empowered? Are you ready to come into the full resonance of your divine selfhood? Who you are from the beginningless beginning, extending all the way into the endless end. Happy new eternal you. Happy eternal new you, happy eternal new year. When we're coming into the resonance of the new year, we want to be of the wisdom that there is nothing new except that which we all once divinely knew. The new N-E-W, or that is the new K-N-E-W, is that which extends all the way from the beginningless beginning. The new K-N-E-W is the resonance of eternity. The new N-E-W is the resonance of time, is the resonance of individualization, is the resonance of exclusiveness. The new is exclusive, the new N-E-W. The new K-N-E-W is all inclusive. And the new K-N-E-W contains the new N-E-W, because it begins with the K and completes with the N-E-W. For us, there is nothing new except that which we divinely knew. This is a moment for remembering. And so as we enter into this new year, 2024, first of all, the energy of 24, we have 24 time zones on our planet, 24 hours in a day. And so the 24 has this resonant connection with time. And yet when we decode time, we have eternity. Because in each of those 24 hours in our day, every one of those hours is a focalization of now. Now is the chalice container of eternity. We want to be in the frequency of the now. And so I invite you to ask the question, what do I want as I enter into this year of 2024? What do I want as I enter into the unfolding of my life down the corridors of forever? It's so important to know what it is that you want. And then the next question is, why do you want it? And what will you do with it once you have it? When you ask the question, what will I do when I have it? You're carrying that intention into greater experiential frequency. What do I want? Why do I want it? What will I do with it once I have it? And do I believe that I am worthy of having it? Each and every one of us are infinitely worthy of all of the blessings that the universe could possibly offer. And it's time to come into the embrace with this sacred worthiness that we all are. Another question. Ask yourself, do I believe that what it is that I'm wanting is already given? Am I aware of the fact that any of my heart's desires are my God-given trust fund, that I have inherited the fulfillment of all of my dreams? You, beloved, have inherited the fulfillment of all of your dreams. All of your dreams are fulfilled. There are two stages of fulfillment. Fulfillment in the realm of the formless and fulfillment in the realm of form. Fulfillment in the realm of the subjective and fulfillment in the realm of the objective. For example, here we are together. You are over there in your body. I'm here in my body. We are in the resonance of an objective experience. And yet this experience began as a formless, subjective desire that we mutually shared to circle in together with each other. All things that are objective began first as something that was formless and subjective. Ask yourself the question, am I able to have as great appreciation for my subjective blessings, my formless blessings, as I have appreciation for my blessings that are manifest in form? Formless and form is one vibration. When an energy comes into form, it slows down slower than the speed of light and is able to then take on solidification. Formless blessings are vibrating faster than the speed of light. And so that which is formless is simply awareness, the awareness of those blessings. And that's why we align in divine awareness with all of the blessedness that we are calling forth into this year of 2024 and to our lives eternally unfolding. Ask yourself the question as you move forward to receive what it is that you're wanting in this year of 2024 and in the unfolding of the rest of your life, your eternal life. Is there anything that I haven't forgiven myself for from the year 2023 or any other years preceding that? Are there any individuals that I've not forgiven that have hurt me in some way in the year of 2023 or years prior to that? If I am in a state of not forgiving myself or others, then I am allowing my heart to be filled with this effluvia of negative energy. The lack of forgiving or resentment takes up residency within the heart. And when the heart is filled with resentment, it is not receptive to receive the blessings that life has to offer. We send out the signal through our thoughts and our intentions, placing our order, letting the universe and the Most High know what it is that we're wanting. And once the signal is sent out by way of our thought, then we receive that blessing by way of our feelings. When the heart is filled with resentment, our feelings don't have full spaciousness to receive the returning current of those blessings that want to get in there for us. Ask yourself the questions: do I want as much for all others the same as I want for me? One of the great ways of receiving our blessings is to want others to be blessed as much as we want our own self to be blessed. If I want the full measure of my blessings, it is important that I wish for all others to receive the full measure of their blessings. I am a part of the oneness of the wholeness of being. All being is one. Just as all waves in an ocean are part of the oneness of the wholeness of the ocean. And even though each individual wave has its own character and has its own unique expression, it's still a part of the ocean, the oneness of the wholeness of the ocean. And if you were to take one of those waves out of the ocean and into the laboratory, you'd find that every element found within the whole body of the ocean is also found within any one wave. The wave is qualitatively all that the ocean is. Each individual being is qualitatively all that God, Goddess Almighty is. To come into the fullness of receiving all of our blessings, we must be at one with the oneness of the wholeness of blessings. And so not only do we want for all others the blessedness that we want for ourselves, but we also join in the sanctuary of us with all others and align in divine awareness with the exalted joy that every being feels about their victories. There is a oneness of wholeness of victory, a oneness of wholeness of success. Every focalization of success is meant to reach out and give empowerment to every other focalization of success, and in turn be empowered by every other focalization of success. And so your abundance, your individual abundance, is meant to reach out and empower universal abundance, but also to reach out and be empowered by universal abundance. There is the oneness of the wholeness of being, the oneness of the wholeness of abundance, the oneness of the wholeness of love. Everything is a resonance of oneness. I celebrate the goodness in the lives of others, and by virtue of celebrating the goodness in the lives of others, I amplify and quicken the resonance and the flow of my own individual goodness. The greatest self-debilitation that there is in life is to walk around in separation, walk around trapped in the idea of the exclusiveness of one's being. I'm powerful when I am in the recognition of the all-inclusiveness of my being. It takes the whole universe to decipher who I really am. It takes the whole universe to decipher who you really are. Your individual being is the meeting place for the whole universe that you are. By virtue of knowing that, you can move into this year of 2024 and the rest of eternity being empowered to manifest your dreams and to femifest your dreams. The femifestation of your dreams is the formlessness of your dreams, the formless embryo in the womb of creation, in the womb of the heart of God. So realize that and not only manifest, but femifest. Femifestation is that which creates manifestation, because formless is that which creates form. In formlessness, you have it all, always and forever. So right now, beloved, feel your connection in the sanctuary of us, in the sanctuary of the eternal and infinite us. Feel your oneness. Let us feel our oneness with every other successful being, and the great joy that any successful being feels about their success. Let us join in the oneness of the wholeness of the joy of success. Let us join in the oneness of the wholeness of the joy of relationship. All joy is our joy by extension, and our individual joy is the joy of all by extension. Joy comes together to bring empowerment to greater joy. We go from joy to joy to joy to greater joy. Ask yourself the question, do I believe that I have an inner genie that can grant all of my wishes? Your inner genie is your inner divinity, is the God within you, the goddess within you that grants your every wish, fulfills your every heart's desire. Kundalini, Crescendalini, dream awake. My inner genie, dream awake. Your inner genie, our inner genie. We have something within us that holds the power to grant our every wish. The wish has already been granted. Holy Scripture says, before you call, I have answered. We have inherited everything. It's a trust fund. But just as someone that inherits a trust fund, like in the family of the Kennedys, when a Kennedy was born back in the day, they inherited $1 million. They put $1 million in trust for that little baby. And that money would accumulate interest for the entire childhood life of that person. And when they reached the age of maturity, they were able to then have access to their trust fund. And yet the trust fund was always theirs, even before they had access to it. And your trust fund of infinite abundance is yours even before you have access to it. Our lack of access to our trust fund of infinite abundance is based upon our fear that we are unworthy of having it. But then we grow into the maturity of the faith and the worthiness to know that we are worthy of all of this great abundance. Then we're able to cash in on that trust fund of eternal abundance that was always ours. There's a trust fund of love that was always yours, a trust fund of supreme fulfillment in relationship that is always yours, a trust fund of infinite and limitless wisdom that was always yours. But it is by virtue, and it is by virtue of maturing in consciousness to then become the quantum observer and to focus attention upon this blessedness so that it can then morph into crystallization. I offer this tone to now facilitate the empowerment of all that it has been spoken, and align your sacred intentions, your dreams, your resolutions with these tones. We give gratitude unto you, beloved Creator Source, that we are divinely aligned with our worthiness, that we are worthy of the fulfillment of our heart's desire. We come into supreme celebration of all of the success, all of the blessedness, all of the goodness that exists within the whole of life. And by virtue of celebrating universal goodness, we bring into greater activation our individual goodness and our individual blessings. By virtue of your grace, beloved Creator, we let go of all resentments that we've been harboring against any, in the recognition that if we didn't have the need, they couldn't do the dirty deed. We are not to blame for anything, and yet we are responsible for everything. Thank you, Divine Creator, for the elevation in consciousness to know our responsibility for the co-creation of the painful scenarios within our lives. And by virtue of knowing that we had a co-creative hand, heart, and mind in it, we are also empowered now to create differently. Thank you for this wisdom, and thank you for this empowerment. And thank you for the knowingness that those who have hurt us in any way, over and above hurting us, they were working for us. Thank you for giving us the presence of mind and heart to give them the salary of forgiveness. When we forgive, we remember the past in a good way. We're like then a house that appreciates in value and is worth more money than it was worth when it was originally purchased. And so we expand our soul equity by letting go of all of the dark energies toward ourselves or toward others. We come home to the absoluteness of our being, in the recognition that every time is now, every space is here, everyone is us. By virtue of your grace, we are in the now of every time. When we are in full presence, we are in the now of every time. When we are in full presence, we are in the now that is the chalice container for the whole of eternity. We are in the now of every time. We are in the here of every space. When we are in the here of every space, we are in the mastery and the experience of infinity. The here of every space is the container of infinity. The now of every time is the container of eternity. all is well in the kingdom of this now moment. Now offer some didgeridoo as you have the opportunity now to further invoke and intend the things that you want for yourself through this transmission. Thank you for remembering who you are. Thank you for coming home to yourself. Thank you for knowing that you make a monumental impact upon the expansion of life. Thank you for knowing that life is better by virtue of you. Thank you for knowing that you are infinitely worthy of and welcome to all of the blessings that you want. Thank you for remembering that your power is in the recognition of your oneness with every being in the whole of life. Thank you for owning that and coming home to your true selfhood. Thank you for remembering that you're not alone, that it takes the whole of the universe to make up who you are, the whole of the multiverse, the whole of God, Goddess Absolute, to make up who you are. The universe has got your back. The multiverse has got your back. God, Goddess Absolute has got your back. And so we align together in the knowingness of our worthiness to be fulfilled in everything that we intend, every heart's desire for 2024 unto eternity. I'm so grateful that we are aligned in the resonance of forgiveness, making the heart spacious, clearing that dark energy out of the heart, because resentment can only hang out within the heart. Fear can only hang out within the heart. And so we make the heart spacious to be at resonance with peace, realizing that there are multiple versions of reality wherein we are in supreme peace. There are multiple versions of reality wherein we are the fullness of love. And all of these multiple versions of reality exist simultaneously with this three-dimensional reality, just like all of the stations on a radio or television exist simultaneously. But one can only partake of that broadcast that one is tuned to. And so we turn the dial of our awareness to the channel of our fifth dimensional presence and being and beyond, bringing that higher dimensionality of our selfhood into this three-dimensional reality to up-level the three-dimensional frequency into fifth dimension and beyond. By virtue of the grace of God, we do this. By virtue of the grace of love, we do this. I am so honored and grateful to be able to share with you, to be able to grow with you, to be empowered with you, to have the opportunity to believe in you. I believe in you. I champion you. I know that you are the greatest exaltation possible of all of the elevated versions of yourself throughout eternity. And by virtue of the fact that every time is now, So honored to have summoned those elevated versions of yourself, myself, ourself into this three-dimensional moment to quicken the elevation of this moment, aligning in divine awareness with our first through 12th chakras, our feet and 12 strands of DNA, which are infinite, eternal, omnipresent, all-dimensional, omnipotent, omniscient. And we lay our first through 12th chakras, our feet and 12 strands of DNA upon the altar of the Most High, and we receive from the Most High unto our first through 12th chakras, feet and 12 strands of DNA, the blessing, the anointing, the baptism, and the quickening. Our first through 12th chakras, feet and 12 strands of DNA are clear, activated, and eternally expanding in ascension through the fifth dimension and beyond. We, as our first through 12th chakras, feet, and 12 strands of DNA, are present everywhere and absent nowhere. We are in the now of every here. We are in the now of every time and the space of every here. We are that we are. I am that I am. So when I've offered the vocal harmonics, you hear simultaneous highs and lows with one voice. The highs represent heaven, the lows represent earth. So it's bringing about a harmonic convergence of the high resonances with the low resonances. When I played the didgeridoo, you notice that there was no gaps in the sound. That's circular breathing. Even when I take an inhalation, there's still a stream of air squeezed out through the cheeks. Therefore, the sound doesn't pause like you witness in most wind instrument players. When they take a breath, the sound pauses. So the uninterrupted sound is a reflection of the endless nature of eternity, waking up that eternal connection within you and calling you home to the absoluteness of your being. Astarius Miraculii, transmission complete. Thank you in advance for visiting my website, astarius.com. I have a great number of music albums and a couple of books. What's been playing in the background is from my album Sonic Ascension, a tribute to Sedona. So I thank you in advance for going there and making some purchases. Gratitude for your support. I'm also available for intuitive astrological readings, quantum ascension coaching, and sound healing transmissions with didgeridoo, vocal harmonics, and Reiki. Also teach Reiki. So if all of that is of interest to you, any of that of interest to you, then reach out and we can do some work. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I do this work virtually. So I work with people all over the country and all over the world. Though if you happen to be in Central Florida, I'm also available for in-person sessions. So thank you so much. It's been really wonderful and is really wonderful to share this launching into the year of 2024. And thank you for being with me in this new year mastermind circle. Happy new eternal you. I love you so much.